could be seated Sukhasana, it could be legs out. Close your eyes. Just naturally take a nice deep breath in, as deep as you can through your nose. And open the mouth, allow the breath to leave the body, let your shoulders start to relax in that breath. You can lay with your palms up on your inner knees, the elbows kind of dangling down towards the earth, if that's comfortable for you, or in your lap as well. And just become aware of the rise and fall of your chest cavity. And bring your awareness as you breathe out to soften down your spine. And as you continue to breathe, start the process of building your spine up quite tall. Lift and open your crown. If you need to, loop the shoulders up and around to lift and open the chest, the heart space. Feel a bit of a sense of ease come into your being as you start to build yourself taller and you're breathing nice and intentionally. Maybe wiggle the fingers a little bit. If you feel that you need to drain some energy from the body a little bit, you can let your fingers dangle over the fronts of your knees. Just imagine any tension or stresses dripping away out of the fingertips. Maybe a little bit of a drop to your chin and soften between our teeth. And I'll just give you a few breaths here to find a quiet place within yourself. Connect with that space. Listen to your breath. If you'd like to set an intention or a feeling that you'd like to create for yourself during our practice tonight, great time to do that. Lift your heart a little bit more. Being mindful not to hold your breath. Soften deep into your armpits, right into the shoulder joints, down the shoulder blades, in behind the shoulder blades, down your spine. And even soften your skull bones. Some space come into the jaw joints. If you need to wiggle that bottom jaw around a little bit. And start to soften your skin. We're going to float one hand up to the heart. You can physically connect to your heart space if you'd like, or you can float the palm a little ways out from the body. And then we're just going to hold the belly with the other hand. And close your eyes, build yourself tall. Imagine you're trying to magnetize your heart right into the center of your palm. So it's quite lifted, quite open. Allow the entirety of your chest cavity to expand with your breath. Just be the observer of your body, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. Maybe bring your awareness into the soles of your feet. Get 3 more breaths here. Just take your time with your breath. We're going to rise the hand at the belly up to meet the hand at the heart. Come to prayer pose. Drop the tip of your nose towards your fingers. Elongate the back of our neck. Let your shoulders draw down. Just seal your space around your mat, around yourself for your yoga practice tonight with a feeling that supports you in the best way. And we're going to start to tip forward into a forward fold. You can hold the back nice and strong and straight if you want to, or you could round in to the fold. So you choose which version you'd like to go into, and you're just going to breathe in, and as you slowly breathe out, just round in through the back, or allow the upper body to start to fall forward into a forward fold. You can let your hands come down to the floor or your mat as well. Just nice, gentle, soft touch. If your arms are locked or your elbows are really engaged, try and soften them down. Feel an anchoring into your sit bones, your left and right. Soften the skin of your forehead and behind your eyes, between our teeth. And take a few breaths, maybe to take it behind the back of the heart, back of the lungs, between your shoulder blades. And just closing your eyes. Allow your outer world as well as your inner world to become really quite quiet. Imagine as you're in your fold, anything that has been going on, all the busyness in life, stresses and worries, concerns, all those sorts of things. As we're in our fold, we're surrendering to those and allowing them to just seep from the body. And soften your cheekbones between your teeth. Maybe let the lips part. And soften the base of your skull bones. If your body is saying, okay, let's do this, try and sink a little bit further into your fold, just so you're comfortable. It's not a strain to go deeper into the fold. It just naturally, easily happens. Just breathing nice and softly, quietly. Three or four more breaths in our will remain in our fold. Try and relax a little bit deeper into it if you can. Just preparing for rising. Our next breath will be our rising breath. So whenever you're ready with that, nice and slowly, making sure to round up and draw the chin, chest, heart, and crown up very last as you breathe. Build yourself up really tall. Lift your heart, loop your shoulders up and back. Really shine your chest open. You wobble the head around a little bit for a moment. Loosen up the skull bones a little bit more. Take some nice deep breath. You can circle the head if you feel you'd like to. Really fill your chest cavity with some breath. Open the mouth, let the breath leave. Beautiful. Clasp your fingers together. You can either go with inner strength mudra and kind of send that away from the body, or if you're okay with flipping the palms away from you and pressing them away that way, and just hollow out your belly, hollow out the chest, really pull your spine back, curl the chin down, draw the hips up, and try and peel your shoulder blades apart. Calm the shoulders, calm the elbows and the wrists. Some nice full breath, maybe to the back of the heart would be really great right now. Try to hold, excuse me, try to hold some strength, I'm going to call it, I guess, in the belly, some support within the belly so that it's not releasing. You want your arms to try and stay fairly parallel to the floor. Relaxing the shoulders a little bit more, just pressing the hands away from you. Beauty. We're going to take a breath up and rise them up towards the sky. Inhale. You can keep them flipped, or you can go to inner strength mudra, whichever works the best and feels the best for you. Now start to lean back slightly. So you got a little bit, you're trying to just pull the spine in, curl the spine in, really open the heart, draw the elbows back. Look up with your gaze. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, hands to namaste, and just bring them along your center to land them in your heart space. As you breathe out, just land nice and softly into your heart space there. Awesome. Okay, release your mudra. I'm just going to turn to the side. So let's take the legs out nice and straight to start with, and just kind of pedal the feet a little bit. You can knock your big toes together, that sort of thing. Take some nice deep breaths, sitting up nice and tall. Feel your sit bones nicely grounded. Let's release the knees because we were just in seated Sukhasana and they were a little bit squished there for a little bit. Squeeze the quads, lift your kneecaps up, and then release them. Let's do that one more time. So squeeze, inhale, and release. Beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna go with bending your right leg, planting your right leg on the floor, sole of the foot on the floor, toes pointing away from you. We're going to go into a seated figure 4. So if you need to keep your knee fairly far away and bend back, the other one is to wing the leg, place the leg, flex the foot to protect your knee, and let this leg slide out to where it's comfortable for you. If you need to lean up against a wall or a couch or need something underneath your sit bones, go ahead and do that. The other option is to just stay leaning back and draw that leg in, and then start to draw the chest. Actually, this is much more comfortable for me. Start to draw your chest towards your shin there. Make sure to keep your winged leg, that foot nice and flexed, particularly if you're feeling it anywhere in the knee. Try and keep your crown of your head balanced over your throat chakra, your heart chakra, over the spine. So it's still nice and tall. Lift your heart. Two more breaths. We're going to keep the legs like this and slide, let the supporting legs slide along the mat to come down to the mat, and the legs are going to cross. Inhale. Exhale, let the legs release. Keep the leg crossed over. Plant the sole of the foot. Now we're going to twist into the thigh. So breathe tall. And then exhale into a twist. Go as deep as you want into your twist. Once you arrive here, really try and focus on grounding both of the sit bones equally, rooting them. This other foot you can leave relaxed, flex. Just try and have the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Draw inner thigh to belly, belly to inner thigh. Really lengthen out your spine, the back of your neck. Calm the shoulders down. If you would like to intensify, you could reach back with that back hand. Spidey fingers rooting into the mat. And it just helps you to increase the depth of the twist if you'd like. Try not to clench the jaw. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth, the softness in the cheekbones. Even softness in your throat as well. Good. 3 more breaths here. Nice. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, slowly release your twist. Come back to center. Just root both sit bones, sit nice and tall. Release the back of your neck. And then this leg that's crossed over, we're going to bring it to meet the instep to the inside of the knee and wing the leg out. If you need support underneath this winged leg, grab a pillow or a rolled blanket or something, okay? Reach this extending leg out nice and long. Big breath in. And let's fold it over. You guys, straight forward fold. So the hips are square to the front of the mat, shoulders square to the front of the mat. Make any little adjustments there that you need to. And we're just going to chill right here for a little bit. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in and open the mouth to release the breath and relax your body. You're doing that a few rounds. Just feeling a sense of peace and calm come over your skin, your bones, your muscles. Remembering to stay in communication with your body as well, as to how you're feeling. If you feel like you can go a little deeper, or maybe you need to release the stretch for a breath. Palms up is always a nice way to be. If you'd like, just allow yourself to drape over the extended leg. So we're going to try and release any rigidity that you might be feeling in the body, holding in the shoulders, in any of the joints, holding tight around the bone with muscle. We want those places to be really quite soft. Let your head drop a little bit more. And soften the structure of your face, the cheekbones and the skin. Part your teeth. Soften the closing of your eyes. Try and release just a little bit more for these last few breaths. Two more breaths. We're going to start to prepare to rise quite slowly. After your next release of breath will be our rising breath. So if you have your palms up, maybe plant them down into the mat, palms down, so they can assist you in rolling up really slow. Build your spine one vertebra at a time. Keep your chin tucked. Lift your heart. Lift the third eye, lift the crown. Just find a comfortable way to be here. And we're going to slowly just slide that bent leg out to meet the other side. Notice if you feel any difference from side to side at all in length and feel a feeling of more openness. So we need to do the other side. Inhale. Let's bring the other foot in to plant on the floor, lean on back. Inhale, exhale. Just take that leg and crisscross there. Flex the foot once you have your leg on supported on the other leg, and lift the heart. Just really easily come into this. Don't need to go deeply into the stretch right away. Try and make sure that you're center, that you haven't fallen off to one side or the other. And when you're ready, you can come on spidey fingers and draw the heart towards, or walk the hands closer as well. Draw the heart a little more towards the shin bone. Calming the skin of your face, calm your scalp, your hair, behind your eyes, your eyebrows. Being aware not to clench your jaw. 2 more breaths, and then we're going to slide the leg down and go into our twist. So when you're ready, just slide that leg down. Inhale, exhale. Plant the sole of the foot. Wiggle your sit bones around any way you need to. Extend that leg nice and long, toes up towards the sky. Breathe in tall. And as you breathe out is when you come into the twist, hopefully timing the landing of the twist into the end of the exhale there. So lift your heart, lift your crown, make the back of your neck as long as you possibly can. Some nice deep breath. Feel your crown quite light, but your sit bones really rooted. And draw belly to thigh, inner thigh to belly. And again, if you're ready and you want to, you can go deeper into your twist. Plant the spidey fingers onto your mat. Nice, even, soft breathing. And 2 more breaths here in our twist. Okay, this is our last breath here, and we'll get ready to release. Nice and slowly unwind the spine. Come back to seat. Center, hips forward, shoulders forward, all that good stuff. And then we're going to take this leg that's crossed over, place the instep of the insole into the inner knee there. Bring the hips and shoulders nice and square to the front of the mat. Lift your heart up tall. Lower the chin a little bit, soften the shoulders. And we're going to take a breath. And as you breathe out, slowly allow your body to start to fall forward. Have support underneath that wing leg if you need. Try and keep your toes of your extended leg up towards the sky. And just start to round through the spine. Drop your crown down. Soften your facial structure, your throat, the armpits. Nice soft closed eyes. Sink back into a nice quiet inner world. Let your body fall a little more into your fold. Three more breaths. Just mindful, slow, soft breath. One more. So we're going to prepare to rise. When you're ready, place your palms down. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, start to press the body away. Rise up tall, nice and slow. And once again, just find a placement for the hands, nice and comfortable. And as you rise tall, land tall. Feel the sit bones root. So slightly let the upper body kind of fall back slightly. So you feel that sinking of the sit bones. And let's just extend that other leg back out. Give them a little bit of a shake around, move the muscles around if you need to. So nice big deep breathing, and we're going to move to fours. This is when we're going to go into lizard. So if you want something for underneath of your knee, have that close by you because we're going to work our way into lizard here. But first, let's go to fours. Plant the hands, palms, fingers. Let me move this out of the way. Into your mat. Align your hips and your knees. Relax. Pick up the tops of your feet. Relax them into the mat. Press the mat away from you so you have really, really long arm bones. Open elbow joints and shoulders. Feel yourself starting to root. Your roots coming from the fingertips, reaching far and wide into Mother Earth. And inhale, drop the belly, shine your heart forward. A few cat cows we're going to do, you guys. So you're welcome to hold them or you're welcome to breathe through the transition with per single breath. Up to you. And adopt what works best for you. I'm going to hold here. So on the breath, if you're holding here with me, inhale, exhale, slowly rise the spine, drop the tailbone first, let the spine naturally follow. Add a little bit of graceful movement back and forth here if you feel you'd like to. Peel the shoulder blades apart. We're going to tuck the toes and lift up to a downward facing dog. Inhale. Nice, slow, deep breath out. Keep the knees fairly bent if you like, or you can straighten them, but we are going to get to where we straighten them. Ears between the upper arm bones. Press the pads of the fingers into your mat, the knuckles. Splay the weight out. Keep your tailbone tall, high and lifted. Some nice deep breathing. If you'd like to straighten out the legs, go ahead. Or you can do one at a time or pedal the feet. Breathe quite deeply. And come back to those bent knees. Inhale them straight. And then exhale them, come back down to fours. Walk the hands really quite far. We're going to go into puppy pose here. So walk the palms quite far away from you. Knees back a little bit if you want. So you're really long here. And breathe in. Exhale, start to sink your heart down towards your mat. Keep the tailbone tall or high. And I know you can't see, but try and feel into the body a little bit that the knees are underneath of your hips. And then just try and sink your heart towards the mat. Hold your belly nice and firm. Let the tops of your feet relax if you're straining in the ankles at all. You're welcome to place your head off to one side too. Bring your awareness to the jaw, being mindful not to clench your teeth and build any tension in the cheekbones, the jaw, the throat. If this is getting uncomfortable for you and you'd like to come out of puppy pose, just fall back into child's pose for a few breaths. Okay. Otherwise, we'll stay here for 3 or 4 more breaths, and then we'll all go into child's pose together. And when you're ready, just slowly walk the hands back, bring the big toes together, come back to child's pose, let the belly settle between the thighs. If you want your legs wider, go ahead, bring the arms alongside the body. Namaste at the nape of the neck. Get any little adjustments that's going to help you feel more comfortable. I'm going to stay here and breathe. Just listen to the sound of your inhale and feeling of the exhale. Just sink into the pattern of your own breath. Let your head fall heavier into the mat. Get 3 more breaths. And last breath. So in partnership with your next breath, we're going to reach the arms out in front of us. Get ready to lift up to fours and downward dog and then lizard. So if you have your pillow or an extra blanket or something you want to put under your knee, have that close by your mat now. Spread your fingers really quite wide. Build some nice roots to rise. When you're ready with your breath, we're going to rise on the inhale and then a nice deep breath to land in downward facing dog. You're welcome to stay in downward dog for a breath or two if you feel you need it. Otherwise, we're going to get ready to go into a right leg forward, lizard. So the foot is going to come onto the outside of the hand when you bring it forward. You can go from three-legged dog on this if you want, or just regular dog. When you're ready with the transition, bring that leg forward. Square the hips up. Make sure the toes aren't digging into too much there. Place something underneath for the knee to go on if you need to. Take a breath and let's release that back leg down. Keep everything tucked underneath of you. The front leg is kind of tucked in to your armpit there. Press into the ball of the toe mound. Take the pressure out of the outside of the foot there. And start to make a connection with your hip flexor. To feel around in there, feel how it's feeling, like just by feeling how tight you're feeling. Hips and shoulders still square for a couple of more breaths, and we'll open things up and go a little deeper into the pose. Try and release a little bit more. Stay connected and aware of what's happening in the hip flexor, through the quad, up through the belly. Try and relax your quad muscle around the bone. It doesn't need to be tensed. Relax it a little bit more. If this is already good for you, you're great here and want to stay right here, wonderful. Otherwise, you can pivot on the heel and open up the hip so the toes towards the corner of the mat, or flex the toes and let the leg fall out to the side on the outside edge of your foot. And you can stay high if it's in your practice. You can go down onto blocks. You can come all the way down onto the mat. Choose your version. And we're going to stay here for a little bit of time. As you mindfully breathe, soften down your spine. Reconnect with the hip flexor again. See what's happening there for you. Some nice deep breathing. It's a big opening to work with. So you just need to make sure that we're breathing nice and deeply. And soften the tops of your shoulders and the base of our skull bones. Hold the belly firm. Notice if you're pressing your lips together or your eyes, your forehead is tight, your eyebrows are furrowing, any of those signs of tension building. Just become aware of them. About 30 more seconds, you guys, in this deeper version of it. Try and quiet your inner world the best you can. Find a stillness to connect with. Three more breaths. Soften the lips, let them fall away from your teeth. So if you're open with this front leg and you've gone quite deeply into lizard pose, very slowly bring the leg in Tuck it back underneath your armpit. Straighten the toes back out. Square the hips underneath of you. Shoulders as well. And we're going to start to slowly release this on as we breathe out. It's taking a nice deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, really slowly shift your body back towards the back of the mat there. You'll feel your hip flexor release. And then just sit with that for a moment once you feel that little bit of a release right there. And you can either heel toe your foot around back to fours and then up to downward facing dog, or you can just go to 2 downward facing dog from here. But we're all going to land and end up in downward dog together. Make sure you're breathing. Stay here in downward dog once you arrive and just notice how you feel from one side to the other. Relax the face completely. So we're going to get ready to go in on the other side. Make sure you have your support if you need it. And going into it in whatever way you, from fours, 3 dog, just regular downward facing dog. Bring that leg forward with the breath out. Square your hips and shoulders. And if you haven't placed your support under your knee yet, go ahead and do that. And then drop your leg on your breath out. Untug those toes and just settle in here. Start to connect again on this side for your hip flexor, sorry. And release the quad muscle around the bone there. Soften a little bit more and then try and soften it just one more time. Breathe deep. Press into the toe mound, release your toes. Soften the base of your skull bones. Come back to connecting with the stillness within. Some peaceful inner world. And soften the top of your shoulders, the upper back. Open the hip flexor just a little bit more. A new level of softness. Okay, when you're ready, if you opened up on the other side, do the same that you did on that side, on this side. Just nice and slowly. And when you land in the next version of your pose, soften your face. The lips fall away from your teeth. You can even let your head drop. Feel the skull bones release. Reconnect with your hip flexor muscle. Soften a little bit more of the quads, outer hip. Stay mindful with the breath. Soft breath in, soft breath out. Calm the shoulders, the elbows, down the spine. Three more breaths. Try and be peaceful and still if you can. Your next breath, we're just going to gently bring everything back underneath of us. Square everything back up to the front of the mat. And we're going to release here. So breath in. And slowly, as you breathe out, shift the body back. And just pause for a second there. Beautiful. Work your way to downward facing dog. As you land in downward dog, hopefully you're feeling balanced on each side. Lift the tailbone high. Breathe into the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands. Grow some nice deep roots. Really try and breathe deeply here. And let's inhale to the toes. Bring your knees down to the mat. Untuck those toes. We're going to go into Sphinx pose. So just walk the hands forward a little bit and the knees back. You can come down onto the elbows and then slowly just walk your knees back a little bit more and draw the hips down towards your mat. If you need to splay the elbows out to start with, go ahead and do that. Walk the leg bones back nice and long. So pick the thigh bones up, walk them back. Make as much space as you possibly can. And then when you're ready, you can bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, splay the fingers, all 10 toes nicely relaxed into the mat there. If you're sinking in the shoulders and you're ready to lift up out of that sinking feeling, take a breath. And as you exhale, press, imagine the elbows are like your hands in force, or just pressing them into the earth, elongating the upper arms, the spine, the back of the neck. Breathe nice and deep. You don't have to have your legs activated. You can just relax them if you would like. And keep your drishti forward, or you can drop the head down and let the head dangle. Close your eyes. Allow your closed drishti to bring you into your inner world. You can connect with that sense of peace and quiet, calm. Feel your belly pressing into your mat as you breathe. Three more breaths. With the breath in, breath out, we're going to splay an elbow out to the side and the other elbow and stack the palms, fists. Place the forehead down. Release the pelvis. Release the pelvis. Release your chest cavity. Let your arms relax into your mat. Your head weighted into the hands. Let go of your ankles and your knees. Soften between your teeth. Your lips, the skin, cheekbones, even into your ears. Maybe feeling a little stuck in the hips, the lower back, give it a little bit of a shake, just gently. And then relax into stillness again. Do that a couple times if you feel you need to. Three more breaths, and then we're going to roll onto our back. One more soft breath, not even thinking about moving yet. Excellent. Let's raise the head and work your way over onto your back. We're going to go into some twists, but first just roll nice and gently onto the back. You can lay in a star once you get there. Palms up, knees bent, knees straight, one knee bent, one leg straight, doesn't matter. You can make any little adjustments, pick the pelvis up, elongate the lower back. And just stay here and breathe for a couple of breaths. Feel your shoulder blades sink into your mat. If you haven't bent your legs, let's do that for a moment. Bend your legs. And we're just gonna reach one leg up towards the sky. You can support behind the hamstring if you want. You can grab the toe if it's available to you. But just raise that leg up there for a moment. Circle the ankle around nice and slowly. Try and keep your chest relaxed. If you're squeezing the chest muscles really hard, try and relax them. Point and flex the foot. Bend the knee if you need to. And then place it back onto the floor. And let's do the same thing on the other side there. Roll the ankle, flex and point the foot. Hinge at the knee. Nice deep breath. Excellent. Let that foot come back down. So both feet planted just in front of the sit bones. And we're going to shift the hips off to one side and then go down to twist. Let the legs drop down into a twist with the breath out. Mindful to keep the heart open towards the sky, stacking the hips. Release your leg bones once you get there. The arm bones as well. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, let the lower leg bones release your inner thighs. Breathe in and breathe out. So we're starting just in the most easeful version of our pose right now. Maybe breathe into your belly a few times. Notice if you have any tension building in your armpits, across your upper back. If you're furrowing your eyebrows. If you'd like to take this deeper, go ahead and extend that top leg out long. Try and keep the heart open towards the sky and the hips stacked as well. And softly breathing. If you have your leg extended, slowly let it come back to where you began. And calm your face, the skin and the cells, the tissue, cartilage. Partnership with the breath out, we're going to rise the legs, inhale. Let your body naturally come back to the mat on the exhale. Shift the hips all the way over to the other side. Make any other little adjustments that you need, and then drop the knees on your breath out. If you're feeling really tight, move quite slowly. If you're finding it a little hard to let the chest open up or relax or soften, W shape with the arms is really, really good with that. It's kind of a natural shape to allow the chest to just open up. Soften your lower leg bones, the groins, the upper legs, the ankles. Breathe into your belly. Just calm your world, your skin, your bones, your muscles. Being mindful to draw the hip away from the ribs. So you have a nice open side there. Extending the leg long on this side if you did so on the other side. You have your leg extended out there. Slowly bring it back. Relax the muscles and bones. Few belly breaths. And when you're ready, you can breathe in, and on your exhale, let your body naturally come back to center. Make any adjustments to lengthen out your spine. As much of the lower back connected to your mat as you can, and just keep the legs bent so you're comfortable, and place both hands onto our belly. Relax your shoulders once you do so. Maybe take some belly breaths so you feel your hands rise and fall as you breathe in and breathe out. If you'd like to straighten your legs or be in a different position that's more comfortable, go ahead. I'm just going to lay nice and quietly for a moment. Just breathing. Trying to calm your skin and your bones and your muscles, your tissues and cells. Soften the shoulders, the outer hips, your skull bones. Starting to feel your body melt, become a little heavier with each breath. And just quietly breathing for the next minute or so. Start to deepen your breath a little bit. Rise your belly. To pull, if you still have your hands on your belly, just raise them up towards the sky and just wiggle your fingers a little bit in space there. Gently move through little tiny range of motion in the wrist. Mindful of your breathing, still rise your belly with the breath. Extend the fingers out, open your palms up towards the sky. Soften your collarbones. Start to deepen your breath just a little bit more. You can bring the palms down to connect to your mat. Extend a leg out long. Kind of stretch out a little bit. It's a nice deep breath. And as you're ready, we'll roll to our side. Stay there for a moment. And then we'll come to seated Sukhasana. You're feeling ready. Slowly come back up to seat. Close your eyes. Feel your sit bones nicely rooting down into your mat. Soften your groins. Your fingers drape over the front of your knees. Soften your elbows and the armpits. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just kind of lift the heart a little bit. Lift the corners of your lips. Slowly rise your palms to come together at Namaste. Just floating gently in front of our heart. Deep breath. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, ladies. I hope you have a really good week. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you next Sunday. Night. Om Shanti. Peace to you.